Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and this is a Toastmaster coffee grinder. These are synthetic sponges from the Dollar Tree, and let's make some really easy flock. Let's look at the flock that we're going to make. Let me see if I have some. Okay. So it's tree flock, like you're making trees, and it's really pretty. And you can use it in different consistencies and different styles. So this is what we're going to make. We're going to make that real easy. So we need a couple different things to make this. Any kind of bowl or container, preferably a clean one. Let me grab something. All right, this used to have flock in it, or sawdust in it, so it's fairly clean, right? So we'll use that. Alright, so the only ingredients you need are sponges, a coffee grinder, paint, and rubbing alcohol. So let's start by ripping this up into chunks. Tossing this, oops. We're going to try to fit this whole sponge in here. Probably would have been easier with scissors. Let me see if I can get scissors laying here. Oh, I do. Now you have to wash the coffee grinder afterwards because there's going to be a bit of a mess. But it's going to be a tolerable mess, and it's going to be worth it. So you want to get your sponge in here. I don't know if you can do this much at once. And you want to get your some rubbing alcohol, just to get it damp, to get it started. Okay, you want to kind of get it pushed in there a little better. I think I did way too much for one batch, but that's okay. We'll figure it out as we go. When I did this before, I always just do because I didn't have a big sponge like that. I always just had the kind of sponges that had like a green scratch on them that you had to rip off, and then I would just do it like in fourths. So we got that there. I'm going to get a couple colors of green to mix in to make my green. So I have this English Ivy green, which I really like. I'm going to use that. You don't need a whole bunch. I'm going to get this Arbor Green, which is darker. Okay, let's try that for now. See how it looks. Okay. Now, look at that. Now you just need a pan. And because it has rubbing alcohol in it, it'll air dry really quickly. So there's some of it that didn't mix up well. We can just leave that and have it like some different shades in here, or we can mess with it. So I think what I want to do with mine is leave it so it has some variation. I'm going to slide that off to one side. And then let's make a fall blend too while we're here. So to make our fall blend, we're just going to need a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Okay, we want to get a color. So I'm going to get a little bit of red. I'm going to get a darker red. I don't think we need a whole lot. Just a little squirt would be plenty for this batch, I'm thinking. And we can come back and add a little more if we need to. Okay. So I got some red here. That looks a little bit pink to me. Let me see if I can darken that up a little bit with a brown. So I'm just going to add a tiny spot of dark brown. I mean the tiniest spot. Okay, like that. Okay. Much better. All right, let's get my pan. Okay, we got most of that out of there. Let's try to get it all. Okay. And there was a little bit of green left in it, and that's okay. It won't hurt anything. Variation is the spice of life. A little bit of rubbing alcohol. I actually am out of fall colored, so I'll get a little bit of this pumpkin orange here. And I'm probably going to have to darken it up with a smidge of red, but we'll see in a minute. It's probably way too much orange. Okay. Yeah, it's way too vibrant. I'm going to add a little shot of a brown to it. I'm just using this Dollar Tree brown here. Okay. I got it all over me. Hold on. Okay. Now, if you need to get this like ground up again, that's not a problem. I don't have any big chunks in mine, but there's been times I've made batches with a different coffee grinder where I had a bunch of little pieces that didn't get dyed or didn't get chopped up enough. And what we have here is this is a pretty good variation so far. When that dries, we can put a little bit of that green in there too. When that dries, it's gonna look good. Let's get a yellow. Alright, so this sponge, I have not used this kind of sponge before. Okay, so we'll get a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Get everything wet. Need a little bit more rubbing alcohol. Try to get as much of that back in there as I can. All right. Okay. I'm going to get some yellow. I'm going to use a darker color yellow. This is called King's Gold. I'm going to get a good bit of that. That's too much, probably. And I'm going to get a tan. This is called Coffee Latte. Okay, not that. This is called Khaki. Okay. So this yellow grinded up particularly well, that sponge. Yeah, that did a great job. All right. So anyways, this will dry. Then you got to clean out your coffee grinder. This will dry and be just like what I showed you at the beginning of the video. And you'll have some fall colors. I think that maybe doing another sponge of a darker brown in there would be nice. But really, just whatever you think is good for your game, your tabletop and your game. You can let these dry separately if you want your colors to be more crisp. And you can let them dry in a lump like I'm going to do if you want the colors to kind of bleed together a little bit. Okay, so that's it. Too easy, y'all. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all that happy crappy that helps the channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. Leave the comments. And if you liked that simple tutorial, come back and check me out again. Thanks.